I'm Francesca Lyon, a degree qualified naturopath and medical herbalist, and I am the Director of Nutrition at Future Woman. And I'm going to share with you today my 5 tips for recovering from burnout. So number 1 is to actually test your hormones. And I know that might sound a bit strange, but using comprehensive urine-based testing to test your hormones can be a real game changer in recovering from burnout. I see so many clients, especially in midlife, come to me with burnout. They are feeling exhausted, depressed, anxious, and when we test their hormones, we see it's actually something going on with their hormones rather than their adrenal glands. They might have very low progesterone, which leads to things like anxiety and lack of sleep, or they might have very high estrogen, for example, which can mood changes and feeling really low in energy. So it's really important that we look at you holistically. And number 2 is to actually be really mindful of the type of exercise that you're doing, because exercise can actually be a form of stress on the body. If the body already feels very stressed, whether that's physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, it can actually cause a little bit too much stress and send you more into a state of burnout. So being mindful of exercise. So with my clients, I recommend they don't do any cardio or any high intensity exercise for 3 months while recovering from burnout. This is a game changer, and I see this work really, really well. Number 3 is to actually learn to say no. And we know boundaries are good for us, and it sounds cliche, but learning to say no to others really is learning to say yes to ourselves. And I think there's something really big to be said about learning to prioritize yourself and learning to put yourself first. And I see many clients really start to recover from burnout when they do this step. So number 4 is one of my most key lessons for those recovering from burnout, especially if you're in perimenopause and menopause, and it's sleep. And that's 8 to 10 hours a night, non-negotiable. Sleep helps us to repair our muscles, to process emotion, helps us to keep our hormones in balance, to detoxify our hormones properly, helps us to replenish our adrenal glands and our cortisol levels, because typically when you're really in that state of burnout, our cortisol levels are very low. So this is something that's really, really non-negotiable. Sleep, 8 to 10 hours. Number 5 is actually to seek help. You don't have to go through burnout alone, and really it's quite important to seek a practitioner who is an expert in burnout. To find a practitioner that's an expert in burnout, like a nutritionist or naturopath, who will look at you very holistically. They'll look at your nutrient status. They will look at your cortisol awakening response, your adrenal glands. They'll look at stress hormones, including things like dopamine. They'll really look at you holistically, including your sex hormones like estrogen and progesterone, because all of these have a great impact on your mental and physical health and well-being, and all of these will really drastically impact how quickly you recover from burnout as well. So those are my 5 tips for recovering from burnout. If you want to find out more about how comprehensive urine testing might be able to help you on your recovery to burnout, or you want to find out more about how HRT, for example, might be able to help you if you're in perimenopause or menopause, HRT can be a really lovely tool to help you to recover faster from burnout as well, then you can visit us at futurewoman.com, and you can find us there and ask us any questions and get in touch.